You don't need to take action when manifesting your desires, and there is a very good reason why. I keep coming back to this topic, first of all, because every time I mention this in any video, many of you comment that you really love when I talk about not taking action. So this is why it's so important for me that you comment under my videos so that I know what you guys are interested in. So here we go, once again about not taking action. This is also one of my favorite topics in manifestation. And the third and probably the most important reason why I think this is really important is not because not taking action, yeah, it sounds really good that you don't need to do anything, but it's not about being lazy and not doing stuff. This is really about understanding manifestation in depth. And that is exactly what I am going to talk about in this video, because this will help you gain confidence in manifesting. That is really important, and actually using the law correctly and properly to manifest your desires, because you deserve that. If you need a more personalized help with manifestation, you can book a one-on-one coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. You can also join my group coaching if you need a more consistent support. In that case, please send me an email from my booking page. And let's talk about not taking action. Whenever you hear any concept in manifestation, the law of assumption, if you want to understand the reason behind it, always go back to the basics. What are the basics? What is the basic premise of manifestation, or the law of assumption? And that is that everything we assume to be true, everything we believe to be true, everything we constantly repeat to ourselves, the stories, etc., which then eventually become our assumptions or beliefs, they have to manifest in the physical reality. So everything that sinks into your subconscious, which are all your beliefs and assumptions, they have to manifest in the physical form. That is the law of assumption, which on the other side, or on the other hand, means that everything that you experience in the physical is a manifestation of your mind. Anything that you want to experience from in the physical reality has to pass through your mind. The physical 3D reality is literally a mirror showing you what stories you're telling yourself in your mind. What does this have to do with not taking action? When you are taking action in the physical reality, that is the physical stuff that you do. That is already a manifestation. Everything that happens in the physical is a manifestation, including your actions. Why is this important for your manifestation? Well, that is important because your desired outcome completely depends on your stories, on your assumptions. And if you take action without changing your assumptions, you are taking action from the old story, from your old beliefs and assumptions. And guess what? These have to manifest, because if the assumptions are still the old and unwanted, you are going to get exactly that in the physical. So you can push and manipulate and do stuff in the 3D as much as you like. Your beliefs and assumptions are going to manifest regardless. And we have all been there. I know I have. And I know you guys have too. Like, let me know in the comments if any one of you has never struggled with taking action. I have for years done stuff in the physical reality and struggling without getting results until I discovered manifestation and realized that what is in the way is actually my own wonderful human imagination. What is in the way is the things that I believe about myself, the things that I believe about whatever I am trying to achieve in the 3D. And and I have said this many times, and I will repeat this because this is helpful. It's helpful for you guys to hear this over and over again, because that's how you rewire your mind, you reprogram your mind. I once literally had to sit on my hands to experience manifestation only from the mind. And guess what? It happened. The reason we want to take action is simply because we are used to it. Just like you are used to your old stories, and when you start changing your old story, your old assumptions to new assumptions, affirmations, your imaginal acts, your mind fights back a little bit. It creates resistance. You don't believe it. It's normal. Obviously, you don't believe it because that's something new you're introducing to your mind. The same way when you start manifesting and you hear someone like me say you don't have to take action, and also you shouldn't be taking action in order to make something happen. It can create resistance because you're not used to that. We are all used to hearing, oh, you need to work hard to gain anything. It's not like not taking action is easy, to be honest. Try changing an assumption. Like, we have all been there. It creates resistance. It can be scary. It can be really scary. But this is what I mean with understanding manifestation, the law of assumption in depth. You, up here, all you have to transform in order for your physical reality to transform. You can't stay your old self and then go fight with the 3D to change anything. You may or may not get temporary results, or sometimes it even actually backfires. But then even if you get something out of doing whatever you're doing in the physical, without changing your assumptions, that is just going to be useless struggle. And this is not about not doing anything at all in the 3D. We do a lot of stuff in the 3D. I do a lot of stuff in the 3D. We live in a 3D world. You guys have hobbies. I'm sure many of you read books, which is very physical action. I am sure many of you like working out, which is wonderful, but it's a physical action. We do that. We enjoy it. You probably play music. You do things that you like. You have friends you meet with. You have family. You have responsibilities. You have a house you're taking care of. It's not about that. We do live in a 3D world, and there are many, many wonderful things that we do and enjoy in the 3D. It's about when you want to change something in the 3D and you start manifesting, and then together with manifesting, you bring your old self and your old ways of doing things in the process of manifestation. It's not going to work. They clash. It's either or. It's not either or. Everything is a manifestation. Everything is a manifestation of assumptions, including your actions. So whenever you're trying to do something in the physical to change, your relationship with your SP, try to make them understand things, or work hard to gain money, financial abundance, or anything you're doing in order to gain something to help your manifestation, ask yourself, why am I doing this? I bet most of the time you are doing it because you don't believe imagination alone can do that, and this is your chance to practice that. Your imagination alone can do that, and if it's needed that you move and do stuff, your imagination is also capable of making you move and do things without even you realizing that you're doing it for that. So don't worry about taking action. Don't worry about figuring out stuff. How is this ever going to happen? You work with your assumptions regarding the story that you are trying to change, the situation that you're trying to change. And keep in mind that you are the only person that needs to change for the change to happen, because you are the only person that is going to experience that. You experience your reality only from your perspective. So you need to change yourself. No one to change but self, as Neville Goddard says. And what that means is that you change your beliefs and assumptions and the stories about the situation. Everything else will take care of itself. Even though it's scary sometimes, yes, it is. If something needs to be taken care of in the 3D right away, do that. That's no big deal. This is about trying to fix things in the 3D, etc. Most of the time, it's simply because you don't believe you can manifest. And when you are in that state, you are automatically in the state of I don't have it, so that's going to manifest. So work with your mind. That's the only thing you need to do. Your physical actions are manifestations of your own mind, and the result of the physical action is also a manifestation of your assumption. So if you had a really good assumption about something specific that you do, that this is definitely working, you are completely sure it works, and you take that action, it's going to work. But not because of the action, but because of the assumption that you have about the action. So it always comes back to assumptions. It always comes back to your mind, your imagination, and everything needs to pass through your mind in order to happen in the 3D. So remember that the 3D is a mirror and everything is a manifestation. You cannot not manifest, and you cannot experience something that you didn't manifest. That includes your actions. That includes everything. Your friends, your family, your body, your environment, your money, you name it. So I hope this was helpful, and please continue commenting down below, letting me know what you guys want to hear more about, because if something keeps repeating in the comments, I will make a video about it. And it's also helpful for me to know what you need to hear more about. In any case, I'm going to keep making videos about manifestation. This topic is infinite, and of course, I love talking about it. So subscribe to the channel if you are into the law of assumption, and I will share my experience with you through videos. And if you need a more consistent help with manifestation, in that case, I recommend joining my Master Manifestor Mastermind group, which is a really consistent group coaching where we talk about your manifestations and problem solving of your manifestations. It's very helpful. It's also very supportive in groups, and a very, very positive experience. You can also book a one-on-one coaching session with me if you prefer that. The links are in the description box below. Have a beautiful day, and see you in the next video.